I'd like to thank you guys for joining me tonight to talk about our APHA E-Show program. My name is Elizabeth Lawhorn. I'm the Director of Performance Development. So that means I work in the performance department. I do a lot with awards, as well as run some of our performance programs, such as the Regional Championship program that we did a webinar on a couple weeks ago, in addition to E-Shows and the Pant Alternative Competition or PAC program and Horse IQ. So tonight we'll be going through E-Shows. So just a quick roadmap for what the topics that we're going to be covering about the APHA E-Shows program. We'll be discussing what the program is, who can participate, what you could receive for participating, and how you can get the most out of your virtual horse show entry. So I'll give you guys a quick overview of the E-Show program. It was the first virtual horse show program to be offered by a breed association. We currently run E-Shows monthly and have about 30 classes that we run each month. So if the weather doesn't participate or cooperate for you one weekend, or maybe you and your horse aren't feeling very well, there's plenty of opportunities for you to participate in the future. And every E-Show opens with new patterns on the first of every month and closes on the third Monday of each month. These E-Shows are all breed, and of course they have paint incentives. You just film your run at home. You can take as many video runs as you want to, and then upload your final run to either YouTube, Vimeo, Dropbox, Google Drive, any of those platforms that allow you to get a publicly viewable link. And then you submit your entry form with your video link by the deadline, and then the judges take it over from there. We hire APHA carded judges every month, and they review and score each of the runs and then give critiques if you requested them. And the top exhibitors from each month get gift cards, PAC credits, cash, and of course, bragging rights. So who are E-Shows for? Who do we gear it towards? Anybody can participate in the APHA E-Show program. No APHA membership is required, and you don't even need to be riding a paint. There are no horse ownership requirements, anything like that. It is open to everyone. The APHA E-Show program is perfect for exhibitors with limited access to shows in their area, especially our international exhibitors where maybe they don't have as many paint shows in their area. Maybe that's up and growing. It's great for the novice exhibitor who's new to showing, or maybe somebody who's getting back into showing after an extended break and they don't feel quite ready to haul away from home to a show. Or the exhibitor who's working a sour horse through some issues and want a relaxed show type environment where they can practice what they're trying to work through and get some competition in there. It's also great for the seasoned competitor who wants to try their hand maybe at a new event, or wants to continue improving their skills in their favorite classes, or maybe was burned out for a little bit and is just wanting to learn to enjoy horse showing again. So any of these people would find their home and a place at APHA E-Shows. So of course, the big question, what can you get? So exhibitors can have the choice to receive detailed, private, constructive criticism from the judges on any or all of their runs on their entries. Top exhibitors in every class can win cash payouts. There are awards for high point exhibitors and high point paint horse exhibitors, which are a $100 gift card to the PH Barn Door. We also had State Line TAC come on as a sponsor for the e-shows as well as the PAC program this year. And so we've been doing every month at each e-show, 10 exhibitors, 10 random exhibitors will get a $25 gift certificate to State Line TAC. Exhibitors can also receive PAC credits for their participation in virtual horse shows. And you get the chance to compete in a truly international environment. There's a lot of people who would never have the chance to get to compete internationally. So this is a great platform to be able to do that. So I wanted to also mention a little bit about the PAC program and how you can use PAC while you participate in e-shows. So to be a participant in the PAC program, both the owner and the exhibitor need to be APHA members to participate. The horse needs to be a registered paint and enrolled in PAC. The enrollment is $30 for the year, and then there's a discount if you're enrolling multiple horses at one time. Once the horse is enrolled, you'll get to submit exhibitor reports for after each of your virtual shows or, of course, live shows. And those credits that you receive from those results go to perpetual and year-end awards. In September, we'll also be holding our second annual PAC World Championship e-show, which will be open to only PAC enrolled paints. Exhibitors will have the chance to earn PAC World and Reserve World Champion titles that'll go onto their horse's permanent show record, and is one of the only virtual world shows in the equine industry. So of course, if you're going to be putting the effort through to get ready and do all the video recording and the submissions and all that, you want to get the most out of your entry. So we wanted to put together a few tips to help people work through getting the best bang of their buck. So first tip, of course, is read the rules. It's pretty simple, but just make sure that you read the rules of each virtual show that you enter. Just like if you're showing in different associations, each virtual show might have slightly different rules. So you'll want to make sure that you know what some require. We do require legal tack and attire, but it just needs to meet what the rules define as legal tack and attire. So that just means no training equipment. It means a long sleeve collared shirt with a hat, long pants, and boots. Doesn't need to be your 50-pound blingy showmanship jacket. Doesn't need to be banding and braiding and extensions, all that stuff. I have seen people submit videos where their horses' tail bags were in and everything. So as long as you meet legal tack and attire, you are good to go. And just make sure you take a look at the other class rules. Make sure that you're capturing quality video. It's very different for judges to be judging virtual shows. It can take a little bit for them to get themselves oriented and adjusted. So you want to make sure that you're giving them the best possible view of your run so that they can judge you well. So be sure to film horizontally if you're using a smartphone to video. So videoing like this, not like this. If you video up and down like this, you'll get what looks like that first top picture that I put there. So you'll see the black bars on the side, the horse is really itty bitty in the frame. When you hold your phone horizontally, you get that big, nice picture, and the judge can actually see what's going on. You can zoom in when it's appropriate, but make sure you're always keeping your horse and rider in the frame. So you might just need to help out whoever is nice enough to be your videographer for the day. Be sure to place the camera only where specified in the pattern or in the video specifications. We do that so that the judge gets the most similar vantage point of the run as possible, just like when they would be sitting in the same place during a class for every single run. We'd like for them to be able to see the same view of that pattern or of that class as they can. So make sure that you place the camera where you should, and we denote that on all the patterns, and we include it in all the specifications for the classes. And then if you're filming inside, make sure that you're avoiding bright windows or doorways behind the exhibitor if possible. As you can see in the top picture, they were filming in an indoor arena, which is totally fine, but just you might need to keep that in mind if maybe one side of the arena is solid and the other side has some openings. Maybe try to orient the pattern or your run so that the solid side is behind you, because it makes it a lot more difficult for the judge to be able to see your pattern. If the bright light is behind you and then the horse and you go dark, they can't really judge what's going on during that point in the pattern. We have people video in all sorts of environments. So as long as your area is safe for you to ride in, we have people that ride in covered arenas, round pens like for the rail classes, outdoor arenas, pastures, like grassy lots, lawns. So as long as it's a safe place for you to ride, you can video and participate in this program anywhere. Make sure you review your video before you submit it. You want to make sure you're double checking the specifications for the video placement or the camera placement for the video for each class, so you make sure that you got the right view for the judge, and then make sure that you stayed on pattern. We still get people who didn't quite realize they were supposed to do a 1.5 turn to the left instead of a 3/4 turn to the right. So we still get people that just make that little mistake. So be sure that you're watching what the pattern is and what it is that you actually do. Like I said, you can reshoot as many times as you need to get the video that you're happy with. And then, of course, have some fun. This is a fun program. It's a great tool for you to test your skills and keep them polished, build a bond with your horse, and enjoy or maybe renew that spirit of competition from the comfort of your home barn. So if you need some more information or want some more information about the E-Shows program, you can find it at apha.com/showing/e-shows, and I'll take you over to that page so that we can take a look at it here in just a little bit. And then if you want some more information about the PAC program, you can find that at apha.com/programs/PAC. Any questions about either program, you can ask me. My email is found at the bottom of both of those pages. So here's a quick look at the E-Shows page right here. So you can see at the top, I have this cute little timer. I put that up every time that I've renewed the pattern so that you know how much time is left in that E-Show. You can see that we've actually hosted quite a few E-Shows for some different organizations. So if you know of any organization that might be interested in doing virtual shows, but they just don't quite know where to start, we've walked people through it and then done their own. And we've also hosted them for different groups. Right now we're doing some for the Arabian Horse Association. We've done some for some 4-H groups, Mustang Heritage Foundation. We're happy to help out with everybody trying to keep going during this time. You can see we posted the schedule for the year. So the current one right now is our May E-Show, and it is closing this coming Monday, May 17th at 5 p.m. And then the next one opens on June 1st and closes on June 21st, which is the third Monday of the month. So you can see all of them open on the 1st, all of them close on the third Monday. Here we have the PAC World Championship E-Show, which I mentioned earlier. So that'll be done during the month of September. There will be, if you look up here with the hosted E-Shows, the link to that E-Shows webpage can be found there. And I've started updating that so that you can get some more information. And the patterns for that E-Show will be posted on that page in August. We have some more tips for getting your video. And then here you can see all of the classes. Like I said, we do about 30 classes each month. We have a couple English events, halter and color, ranch, walk trot, and Western. And you can just click on the link for each of those class names, and the patterns can be found under there. I make sure and put the month on each of these so that you know. And you see here we denote where it should be, where the camera should be, and then your measurements. The rules that I was talking about can be found under this drop down. The payouts that we do for every class, this is the schedule as to how we determine those. And then we also post all of the results from every e-show on this page. So you can see from the April e-show, we post the full results so you can see everybody that competed, where they landed, where they were from, which is one of my favorite things. We had a large group from the Czech Republic join us last month, which was super fun, and they joined us again this month. And you can even go through and look at the different runs or the links to their runs. And then you can also see the score sheets. So you can see where you stood, where your video landed, and as well as look at, you know, the other competitors that may have done better than you, and just kind of see how the judges went through and scored that run, which can kind of help you figure out, you know, what you can do, as well as if you do the judges' critiques, those will get emailed to you directly. The entry form can be found under the enter now, and it's pretty self-explanatory. It just asks for the horse's information, the classes you'd like to enter, what kind of entry you'd like to do, and then the exhibitor information. And that is the E-Shows program. Do we have any questions?
Elizabeth, there is one in the chat.
Okay.
The question is, will the Pack World Champions for the E-Shows receive belt buckles?
Yes. So I can pull up that page real quick and we can go check it out. We'll be doing the same kind of awards that we did last year. And it was dependent on the size of the class. So under here, we talk about the awards. So if there were 9 or fewer entries, we do ribbons to the top 5. And then if there's 10 or more entries, we do ribbons to the top 10 and a buckle to the world champion. And the buckles are really cute. I like them. And you can also see the results from last year. We still have them up. And I also want to mention that all of the patterns that we use are past World Show patterns. So I usually pick some of the novice patterns just so they're not super complicated and super technical, but they do give you a nice challenge each month to maybe work on something that might be a little challenging, a little difficult. So it's a good thing. Any other questions?
I don't see anything additional
not,
in the chat, so.
Okay. Well, if you guys come up with any questions, think of anything once we're done here, you're welcome to shoot me an email. My email can be found at the bottom of this page, all the way down at the bottom. It's elawhorn@apha.com. I am happy to answer any questions that you might have about it.